So Pierre Trudeau and his wife Margaret Trudeau were notoriously unfaithful to each other. I think they hated each other and were at war with each other. So they cheated on each other very famously. She slept with the Rolling Stones, etc. Go to the Wikipedia page, and I don't, you never rely on Wikipedia. You've always got to double check it, but this is, I'm just going there because it's the quickest way to get this information. Go to Pierre Trudeau, Wikipedia. So Pierre Trudeau was born in October of 1919. And that's him at the right there. And if you look at, you scroll down a little bit, and they have this little fact box, and then they say children. 4, yeah, it's on the right-hand side there. Scroll down just a little bit. Yeah, right there. You see it says 4, highlighted just to show people where we're looking. It's like right above here. 4, including Justin, Alexandra, and Michelle, who I believe passed away in the avalanche. So hang on, 4 including Justin, Alexandra, and Michelle. Well, who's the 4th? Why don't you name her? That's weird. You say there's 4 kids. Why do you only name 3? That's a little weird, don't you think? Now find, you know how to find things on the screen? Just Command F. Search for Coyne, Coyne. In 1991, and by the way, Trudeau was born in 1919, so by this point, he is 72. Okay? In 1991, Trudeau is 72 years old. Trudeau became a father again with Deborah Coyne to his only daughter, Sarah. Coyne later stood for the Liberal Party of Leadership and came in 5th in a poll won by Justin. That's a little bit awkward. Pierre Trudeau's former mistress running against Pierre Trudeau's son, Justin. So the daughter of that illegitimate, he had a mistress named Deborah Coyne, and the story of their meeting was just incredible. I'm not going to try and dig it up. She basically said to him, and how old was she? She was born in 1955, and they had this kid in 1991. So she was 35 when they met, and he was 71. What do you think of that? And she basically said, I want to have your baby. And he basically said, sure, I'll have sex with you and I'll have a baby with you, but I don't want anything to do with the child. I'm 71. And she said, okay. And the most incredible, and I know this is an incredible story, and you'll see why I'm telling you, because his illegitimate daughter is on the board of the Trudeau Foundation. Like I say, it is where, yeah, that's her right there at the top. Sarah Coyne. Do you see that? Sorry, I said Susan. Yeah, sorry. I said Susan. It's Sarah Coyne. So you see that lady there? Sarah Coyne? What's she doing on the board of this government institution? $115 million 20 years ago, worth about $200 million today, put in this huge slush fund. And ta-da, Sarah Coyne is in charge. And what do they call Sarah Coyne there? How do they describe her there? Director, she's a partner at blah, blah, blah capital. I don't know what that is. Yeah, she's not on the board because she's a partner at some make work, fake work place. She's on the board because she is Justin Trudeau's half-sister, Pierre Trudeau's illegitimate daughter. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Susan Coyne funeral, because I'm having some fun at her expense here. I guess you could say that she has fun at our expense all the time. At the Trudeau funeral, there's this incredible picture. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to send you this picture. You have basically two families, right? You've got Trudeau's, quote, real family, and then his second, I'm not going to call it a secret family, but Deborah Coyne, his mistress, and their daughter had to walk 2 steps behind his real family. What's with all these weirdos and their two families? Like Mel Lastman had a secret family. Warren Buffett has 2 wives. Bill Gates had a deal with his wife Melinda that once a year he got to have a romantic weekend getaway with his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, click that one right there. Yeah, click that one, make it big. Yeah, click it. So there's, in the front row there, you can see Margaret Trudeau on the left. Then I believe that's Alexandra. And then you see that little girl just beneath Alexandra's shoulder? Do you see that little girl there? And you see Justin Trudeau is on the right there, and you see that woman there? That's Deborah Coyne. So that little girl there, Sarah, you know, she was always second place in the family. Pierre Trudeau wasn't a dad to her. He was just like a sperm donor, really. And like really weird family on both sides there. She had to walk behind the real family. She was just they would, in the olden days, they would use the word bastard daughter of a illegitimate union with a really weird lawyer, Deborah Coyne, who basically said to a 71-year-old man, I know you're old, I know you're going to die, I just want to have your baby. And he said, sure. And he actually did wind up taking care of her, didn't he? Because she's on the board of the Trudeau Foundation. Do you find that weird, Efron? Like, if this was Trudeau's own money, I would have nothing to say about it. I don't care what Pierre Trudeau, he had an enormous number of mistresses. He and Margaret Trudeau cheated on each other all the time. They were trying to out-humiliate each other all the time. Pierre Trudeau would beat her, and that's not a rumor or gossip. That was widely reported, and it was actually quite sad. I might find that because you might be saying that can't be true. I'll find it later. Pierre Trudeau would beat her, and she would have a black eye, and she would make excuses for him and say, oh, he truly cared for me. He was very macho. I'll try and find that. It was actually incredibly sad what Pierre Trudeau did to Margaret Trudeau, and I think he drove her mad. I mean, she's had mental illness her whole life. She said that marijuana always made it worse. So it's odd that Justin Trudeau was the number 1 marijuana legalizer in Canadian political history. But sort of a sad family. And even that family photo, would you say that that's sort of sad? You know, and even the Wikipedia page. Pierre Trudeau had 4 children, and we will only tell you the names of 3 of them. That's so weird. But there you have it. The reason that's of interest is because you're paying for it, folks. Not only are you paying for it with your tax dollars in this forever fund for all the line of succession until the Trudeaus no longer procreate, but the Trudeau Foundation, and what I think is the real reason for the mass resignation today of the entire board, is because they were the money launderers for those Chinese donations. Let's read the statement here. Let's read the statement. I mean, I think this caught a number of people by surprise. It certainly caught me by surprise. Statement from the Pierre Trudeau Foundation. Resignation of the board of directors and the president and CEO. So who's left? The janitor? Montreal, April 11, 2023. In recent weeks, the political climate surrounding a donation received by the foundation in 2016. Hey, why don't you mention where that donation is from and who it's from? A donation? Surrounding a donation received in 2016. Just some donation 8 years ago, nothing important. Why don't you say who it was from? That's weird. Has put a great deal of pressure on the foundation's management and volunteer board of directors, as well as on our staff and our community. Really? Has it really put a lot of pressure on staff and the community? I would imagine it put pressure on people who were a part of it. A part of the money laundering, but was it really all of them? Were they all in on it? The Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation is an independent, nonpartisan scholarship organization created with broad support in the House of Commons in 2002. Is that really what it is? It's a non-independent? Independent other than the fact that Justin Trudeau, as I just showed you, appoints 6 people, and then the family appoints 3 people. How do you call that independent? How do you call it nonpartisan, where it's basically a soft landing for every failure to launch liberal there is? Created, it's a scholarship organization. Really? Really? Is that what it is? Is that what you took the money for? You got a $200,000 gift from the Chinese Communist Party for scholarships? Is that what that was for? Don't have enough money in Canada? You need that communist dictatorship money for a scholarship? Really? They're even lying to you now. The circumstances created by the politicization of the foundation have made it impossible to continue with the status quo, and the volunteer board of directors has resigned, as has the president and CEO. This foundation was political from its inception. Look at the name. It's the Trudeau Foundation. Look at who's on it. People handpicked by the Prime Minister or by the family. The politicization of it? You took money from the world's worst dictators, the largest prison in the world called Communist China. You took $200,000 as a quid pro quo.
That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.